Hey guys, what's up? It's Janice or Barb, whatever you prefer to call me. Just do not call me Janice or Barbara. And I am back with Jocelyn's Cabaret Las Vegas. This is season 3, episode 8. What did you say? And just, I'm just gonna say this right here, guys. This episode, sorry, my eyelash. This episode pissed me off so bad, like so bad. And I know, like, I say that every week at this point. And because I say that every week, I've come to the conclusion that if this show comes on for another season, I might not be reviewing it because it's just too much at this point. It's like not even funny. The antics and tomfoolery are just like not even funny at this point. Like, I don't even be laughing. I legitimately get mad. And the moment that television shows make me mad and don't bring me joy, what's the point? What's the point? But anywho, we begin this episode like we've began the last couple episodes with Jocelyn and Ballistic talking about last night's show, performance, whatever. And they're talking about, instead of it being just a couple shows, instead of it just being the 3 shows, that they might be looking at a residency, which is great. Like, kudos to you, Jocelyn. But I'm just, whatever. I still, again, don't really understand how this is a cabaret. Whenever I think of a cabaret, I do not think of what I saw on my screen. But that's what Jocelyn wants to call it, child. Anyway, she says that she's going to be picking one more girl for the next show, which is going to be that night. And I'm like, okay, so I know who it should be. If you ask me, I know who it should be, but it's not going to be who it should be. So here we go. But I was excited to know that, like, okay, we're going to see them dance again. Maybe, like, some girls got theirs together by now then. Hopefully we shall see. But before we close out that scene, why does she talk about give me some dookie love? Like, whatever. Meanwhile, Chanel and Kay Capri are outside and they're talking about the show. And, well, they're hearing about the show from Amber because obviously she was there. And, of course, this goes into her talking about how her dress was messed up and all that or whatever. And apparently there's no knives in the house. There's like no knives or scissors or anything like that. So somebody had to like really go out of their way to cause damage to her dress. And we find out that Riri told Kay Capri that bitches were being stingy with the money. And before Amber can even let them know what all that was about, Chanel calls Lollipop over and she's like, bitch, why would you call her over and I'm about to tell you this story? Like, duh, but whatever. So Amber says, yes, they start going back and forth or whatever. And she's talking about the money or whatever. And Lollipop is still acting like she didn't care about the money. It was about the principal and whatnot. And that's against code. And I'm just like, okay. Again, and Amber's also like the same as me. Why were you so pressed about it if you didn't really care? Like, I'm not understanding that, but whatever. Because Lollipop is still sticking beside the fact that she says she didn't really want the money. Okay, girl. Excuse me. But Amber, Lollipop, they walk away. Chanel walks this way, whatever. And we also catch up with Jordan and Lexi, who Lexi's, I guess, the new captain now, which, I mean, I get it. Like, obviously, if Chanel didn't make it into dancing, why should she be the captain? Okay, fine, I got that. So I guess I can only assume the next senior person would be Lexi. I get it, but that was never explicitly said by Jocelyn. So why are we just assuming things? Because what I find funny about this is, like, I wonder if Jocelyn's ever going to check her about this, because just like she checked Chanel when Chanel said, when she gave the girls homework telling them to do an 8 count, prepare an 8 count, Jocelyn's like, I never told them to do that or whatever, and just completely just disregarded everything that Chanel was trying to do as captain. It's like, you want her to fill these shoes, but then every time she tries to, you knock her out of them. Like, so why is it that Lexi gets to like do whatever she wants and say and, you know, take charge how she wants to take charge, and you're not trying to stop her shine? I don't understand the double standards, but we all know why she acts the way she acts. Jocelyn, I mean. But apparently, yeah, there's room now for a new co-captain. And since Chanel is out, and while Lexi and Jordan are speaking, Wet Wet comes out. And she asks about how the show was. And Lexi's still talking all this stuff about co-captains and whatnot. And Lexi then asks about, did Wet Wet hear anything about Amber's dress? You know, basically, have you had your ear to the streets? Did you hear anything? Who it could be, whatever. And Wet Wet was like, no, I didn't. Like, I've just been keeping myself. I didn't hear nothing about that. And we're like, okay, so, and something tells me that Wet Wet did not do this. And obviously it wasn't the 5, what is there, 9 or 10 girls? 9 girls. So we know it's not the 4, was it 4? 5. There's 5 girls at the show. Wet Wet says she didn't do it. So then that just leaves 4 other people. And we know who those 4 other people are. But anyway, Lexi's offering the co-captain position to Wet Wet and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Anyway, so Raven, Black Diamond, and Riri are all outside, and Henny all outside playing mini golf or whatever. And everything is cool. They're talking about the previous night and whatever. Everything is cool. Until, excuse me, y'all, until Henny brings up Amber's dress. And when I tell you the way these girls got so mad, it only like further made everyone point the finger at them. Raven and Black Diamond got so pissed off that Henny was even bringing this up or even talking about it. And again, she was not coming from a place of accusing them or anything like that. Yet these girls got so pissed off and were just fuming because they know that everyone's looking at them sideways because they're the most drama. Currently, they're the most drama in the house. So of course we're gonna think that it's you guys. And that's just some child, like you guys just run around like little children that just do whatever. So of course we're gonna think it was you. And yeah, but Raven was acting dumb. Black Diamond's getting super defensive. And before we know it, Lollipop comes out. And Black Diamond and Henny are just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. She's trying to quiet them down. She's all dancing and whatever. And I couldn't really pick out much of what was said, to be honest with y'all. But they are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until Lollipop, she gets in it. And Henny, then she goes and gets Amber because Amber's name is brought in it, obviously. And they just continue to go at it. And Black Diamond steps in front of Raven at one point. I'm like, girl, isn't your arm messed up? Like, we know you cannot fight, so back up. And Raven's saying that they're billionaires and they got Kylie Cosmetics. And I was kind of confused by this. I was like, okay, are you saying you have Kylie Cosmetics as in like, you guys like bought Kylie Cosmetics? Because I got Kylie Cosmetics also, but you don't see me up there bragging. And is it either that or you guys like have a partnership with them? Like, are you guys sponsored by them on Instagram? I'm confused what she meant by that, but whatever. And then Amber asked Lollipop if she was telling them stuff, and so then that makes Lollipop get all hype. And I'm just like, what? And I think at one point, Raven even tried to say that Amber's food gave everybody diarrhea. And I'm just like, girl, like, real, like, everything that's just being said is just so tired at this point. Like, this season, like, the drama's tired, the looks are tired, the dancing's tired. It's just tired. Like, scrap the whole thing. Let's redo this because it's just not giving what it was supposed to have gave. But I digress. Let us move on. I don't even understand. I got that from Brooke, Ashley. We should check her out. But anyway, meanwhile, Lexi and Chanel are talking outside, and Lexi's upset because Chanel dropped the ball. And I'm like, girl, you do not care. You don't care about her career. You don't care about her success. You don't care about nothing. So why are you even saying that? You're full of shit. You were full of shit. And Chanel starts to actually get upset because she feels as though she fumbled the ball too. Like, she feels like she was giving it all she had, and she said she's going to come in the house and she's going to be strong, and it didn't play out like that. And I'm just like, no, you were being strong. You were doing everything you were supposed to do. Jocelyn just doesn't want to see you succeed. Like, you are just her puppet. You're her puppet, and you were someone who she wants to make a mockery out of every chance she gets. That's literally what this was, which is just absolutely disgusting to me. Sorry. But we also see how Lexi tells Chanel about the money situation and whatnot, and blah, blah, blah. And that was pretty much it for them two. Meanwhile, Amber's back inside now, and she's going one-on-one with Lollipop. They're all, like, downstairs, I believe. They were downstairs because Jocelyn had some nail techs come in, and they were doing the girls' nails. And Lollipop was talking about dirty brooms, and Amber's whole thing was that Lollipop is a flip-flop. She wants to be on this side of the fence one day, and then next day she's over here. And before we know it, Kay Capri jumps in to co-sign. And when I tell you, this girl, just like the way she was screaming, I was just like, what? So they exchange insults, and Kay Capri was talking all this, I will drag you. And I'm just like, girl, we know you cannot fight. Like, we know you can't fight, so stop saying that. Like, come on. Like, we can hear you. We can hear you. Ugh. So Lexi, she kind of like stepped up at one point to kind of like mediate, I guess. And I was like, girl, sit back down too. You sit back down also. And I did scream though when Kay Capri told her that she was built like a Dyson. That was funny. I'm sorry. That was really funny. And at this point, Raven comes in and they start going back at it. And she's talking about, this is Amber and Raven at this point, and she's talking about how she's been to China as a backup dancer, and she had her own team and stuff. And I'm just like, wait, what? Oh, okay, girl, go off, sis. And from here, Amber like found it to be beneficial to her case to proceed to show her credit cards, if you will, her credit cards, y'all. She shows her Finger Hut card, her Credit Karma credit card, Milestone, First Premier, and I thought there was one other one. I'm gonna just leave that right on there. I was like, girl, you could have just left that out. You could have just left that out, but okay, sis. And then, yeah, this is when Kay Capri tries to jump back in and tell Amber just to stop or whatever. In the middle of this whole melee, Jocelyn comes back in and she immediately starts checking bitches left and right. She calls out, mainly she starts calling out Lollipop apparently because she didn't say good morning. When Jocelyn came down that morning, apparently all the other girls said good morning to her except for Lollipop. And I was just like, okay. And that's one thing I will say. I'm glad. It does seem like Lollipop has a little bit of a backbone enough to like kind of stand in her stuff. I will give her that much. And next, Jocelyn has smoke. She wants to take it up with Black Diamond because she overheard her saying that she doesn't need to be here or something along those lines. And Jocelyn's whole thing is like, okay, if you don't need to be here, if you don't want to be here, then fine, that's cool. But you need to exit stage left so I can give your spot to another girl because you're holding up a spot that another girl who really wants it can have. So what's up? And I mean, I agree with that, but of course we will never know the truth behind that because that wasn't seen on camera. And from here, Amber finally brings up how Black Diamond used the N-word in, was that last week's episode? I'm just like, okay, although it's late, all right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. And this is when I started like getting pissed off. Because Black Diamond's whole thing is, that's how I talk. I'm not going to change. You're not going to educate me. And I'm like, you sound like the dumbest. And of course, Raven jumps in. And I'm like, okay, mind you, at this point, Black Diamond has said it at least 3 more times. And I'm just like, okay, so this is what we're really doing. And Amber said, say it one more time. And the girl did. And Amber went wop, wop. Like, when I tell you she crunched her up, like, she crunched that girl up and onto the floor. And everybody was just kind of like, and Jocelyn also was like, well, that's what that's what you get for, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what you get. And I'm like, okay, that's all cool and all, but not nobody else found that offensive at all. Like, I'm just done with everybody on that cast at this point. And Black Diamond gets up and she's still saying the same thing. Mind you, her arm was supposed to be messed up. So Jocelyn's whole thing was, wow, Raven, like, that your friend's arm is messed up, yet you didn't try to defend her or jump to her aid. And I'm just like, that's not even my issue. I don't even care about that as much as I care about the fact that, like, this girl is really up here trying to play in our faces. Yes, that's how I took it, that she's trying to play in our faces, and I don't like it, and I think she's an ignorant ass bitch. Yes, I said it, because I don't care. I don't blame none of that on editing. That was truly her, and she's stupid, but whatever. And most of the girls, Amber goes outside because she's upset that she's just never had anybody just like, it's just like that angry, when you're just like so mad, you just, And K Capri starts trying to console her and some of the other girls and whatnot. And K Capri's whole thing was that it's a cultural thing. And I'm just like, I mean, I see where she was coming from with that. Is that how I view it? Or is that my go-to reasoning behind it and stuff like that? Absolutely not. But I'm not here to tell her whatever. So, and K Capri also says that she's Puerto Rican, Black Diamond's Puerto Rican, and that's the closest thing to black. And I've been hearing a lot of mixed things from everybody on here on YouTube. Everybody was saying things on Twitter. Everybody was saying things on every other thing. And everybody's going to have their own viewpoint on it and whatnot. But what I can agree with above anything is that this is not, I don't like the representation of this entire show at this point. Like, it's just not. And a lot of people were saying that Jocelyn said, like, if she ever got the chance, like, she would do something to uplift women and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is not that. This is not that. And I don't even have words for y'all at this point. I'm trying to finish this season out and give you guys the reviews for it, but it's literally just like, at this point. So Jocelyn pulls all the women outside and she says she doesn't want to hear, specifically, she don't want to hear else from Raven or Black Diamond. And I'm like, thank God. And basically she tells everybody, like, to give her their word that they're going to just chill out or whatever. And everyone agrees. And I'm like, I don't believe it, but whatever. And she lets them know that y'all need to go get ready because I'm about to pick one of y'all right now. So they go back inside. Everybody's warming up. And Chanel, she goes first. And I thought she looked cute. And she does a good job. I'm just still like, she not gonna pick you, but you did a good job, Chanel. Then Riri goes and, I wrote Riri, I meant to write Henny. Henny goes, and she actually can do a little bit on a pole. And she does a lot better than the first time. I was like, okay, she actually has some direction. She actually knew like what she was trying to do. All right, girl, go off, sis. And then Black Diamond goes and shows her booty hole, and she does okay, whatever. Wet, wet. She gave it all she got. If she ain't do nothing else. Raven, she looks, yes, she has a sex appeal about her. She looks good, visually appealing, all of that. And she does a little something. Apparently, Chanel taught her a couple things. I'm like, you should have just saved that for somebody who was more worthy, but whatever. And K Capri goes last, and she does handstands, she does tricks, she does a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, okay. Like, she definitely bought it a lot better than she did the first time. So I'm like, okay. I'm actually eager to see who she picks. Jocelyn steps out to get a snack or whatever. Comes back, and not even on the same stuff. She comes back pissed off because apparently Chanel called her makeup artist to talk about something that happened in the house or whatever. And we all know from last season how Jocelyn feels about things that go on in the house being carried outside to other people, or them talking to her people, whatever. And she proceeds to throw her apple at Chanel. And I was like, I'm done. I'm so done. And Chanel, instead of like getting up and charging her ass, just like it's like ducking or whatever. And I'm like, are you guys serious? And then in the recap, then the highlights for next week, we see Amber trying to like, I guess, like calm Jocelyn down or whatever. And she's like, don't touch me, don't touch me, like backing her up. And I'm just like, okay. So from what I collected, I'm pretty sure that maybe Lollipop and Amber aren't going to be there for the cabaret. And I think she replaces them with Raven and K Capri from what I've seen. And I'm just like, basura. Like, this was just stupid. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying. And I'm sorry if my energy seems a little low, but like, talk about working my nerves. This show does it. And it's crazy because it's like the last thing I watch on, I mean, I did watch Candy Show, but usually this is like the last thing I watch on a Sunday. So to wrap up my week with this type of BS, and to wrap up my week and then also start my next week with this BS is, oh, it's taking a toll on me. But I'm gonna keep trying to review it for you guys. You just need to make sure you're liking this video, and I will definitely keep giving it to you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You want me to keep reviewing it? Are you enjoying it? Let me know so I can know what to do. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.